Hi, my name's Kelsey. I'm a zookeeper here at the Franklin Park Zoo, and today we are joined here with our tiger, Anala. So today's Zoo to You is brought to you by the MIFA on behalf of the Youth Fund College Investing Plan. And we're going to talk a little bit about tigers today and a little bit about Anala and show you a little training session. So Anala, they estimate, was born in 2005. She came here to Franklin Park in 2006 with her companion, Luther, who unfortunately is no longer with us. She's lived here and is actually confiscated by Fish and Game. Anala is a great advocate for her species here, and we're going to show you a little bit of what we do in order to take care of her. So we'll see if she wants to come over for a training session. Hi. So that is a chuff sound. So that's a happy tiger sound. As cats get larger, they actually lose their ability to purr. So chuffing means we know that she's happy, excited, and happy to be working with us. All right. So I've got my clicker here, and this is called a bridge. So when Anala does the behavior that I'm looking for, you're going to hear me click this, and I'm bridging the time between telling her she's done the correct behavior and when she gets her nice little meat treat here. Anala, you sit. Good girl. Anala, down. What'd you hear? Down. Good girl. Now, paw. Good. Good job.
Could you tell us a little bit about why we might train these animals?
Yeah, so some of the behaviors you're seeing me do now are very basic. The paw one is a little bit higher level, but these behaviors help us maybe position an animal into a way that we might need to do a procedure, do an ultrasound, do blood draw. So these little behaviors like sit can help us then go to paw. So then maybe one day that we can trim her nails or get a look at her paw pads if there's an abrasion. So it helps us do daily husbandry, health checks on these animals, as well as could prep them for a veterinary procedure. All right, and I'll sit. Sit. Open. Good girl. So open mouth is important so we can see in there. She's not like your normal house pet at home where you might be able to just look in their mouth yourself. All right. Can we see? We can stand up. Good girl. So that's like a full underbelly check right there, as well as both of her paw pads. Right now, some of the behaviors that you're not seeing, which happen in the back in her holding space, would be training for injection, so she voluntarily takes vaccines, as well as training for blood draw. So it can help the vets keep tabs on her as she gets older. You know, she is a fairly old tiger, born in 2005. And then also, you know, if she needs to go down for a physical exam or something like that, it's a very not stressful process for her. Good girl.
And what kind of reinforcement are you giving her there?
Yeah, so this is all positive reinforcement. You can see that she has her whole exhibit here, so at any point if Anala chooses to not participate, she can walk away. And then we only bridge and put positive reinforcement to the behaviors we're looking for. So if I was asking for a behavior and she was throwing me other behaviors, I just wouldn't reinforce those other behaviors until she hit that one that I was looking for. And I'm giving her these nice meat treats here, which she likes to work for. Cats are obligate carnivores, meaning that they don't consume any vegetation as part of their diet. So she is only going to consume meat. I know.
We have a question from Sherry.
Yeah.
She wants to know, how long do tigers live in the wild versus in captivity?
Yeah, so in captivity, tigers can live between 20 and 25 years. Their lifespans are 10 to 15 years shorter in the wild. So in the wild, they're battling for resources, natural, like their environment, food, reproductive, like mates. And then, you know, we eliminate a lot of those factors, and they get health care in captivity, so their lives are much, much longer.
Billy wants to know, will she come out in the snow?
Yes. So she is actually almost always on exhibit. So she has a nice little shelter in the middle of her exhibit, and she likes to play in the snow, so she's definitely a snow cat.
Abby has a question about training. She wants to know how long you try to get them to hold a certain position. Can she hold it longer than she does?
Yeah, so it depends. So you can see that, so if I ask Nala to sit, good. Oh, thank you. You know, she can hold this position for a while. I can continue to reinforce this position. Her open mouth maybe isn't held open for as long, and that's part of the training program is once we capture the behavior or shape that behavior we're looking for, the goal is to ask them to hold it longer and longer and longer through training so we can get a better look inside, or she can hold something like her paw up longer so we can touch it, for example.
Okay. Becky wants to, I know we touched on this earlier, but what's her backstory? Has she been declared unreleasable?
Yes, so she has lived in captivity her entire life. She was confiscated as part of the animal trafficking trade. And then her and her brother, we call him her brother, but we're not sure if they were actually related, but were brought to us to house as part of an education species. So she is what we call a generic tiger. We think we know what subspecies she may be, but we're not sure her parental lineage. We're not sure any of that information. And you can see she's up here working with me, so she would not be deemed releasable.
Caitlin wants to know, what if she doesn't want to train?
Yeah, so just like now, she's more than welcome to walk away. Sometimes training sessions can be 10 minutes, sometimes they're 2 minutes, and sometimes they don't happen at all. It kind of just depends on how she's feeling. We don't require any of our animals to train to get access to their diet or anything like that. We do use parts of their diet to train them, but nothing is ever withheld from them. She has a bone on exhibit there, so she's carrying that around now. Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with us today and meeting Anala. And again, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And again, today's Zoo to You is brought to you by MIFA on the behalf of the Youth Fund College Investing Plan.